The vast Pacific Ocean, often a serene expanse under the Californian sun, has once again revealed a profound secret from its depths. News, startling and electrifying, began to ripple through maritime communities and historical circles. Off the familiar sun-kissed coast of San Diego, a long-lost Sentinel from a bygone era had been found. This was not a tale of myth or legend, but a confirmed discovery. A relic, silent for over a century, had finally broken its watery silence. The ocean, a keeper of countless mysteries, had chosen this moment to share one of its most poignant tales, reminding us that the past is never truly buried, merely waiting to be rediscovered by curious eyes and persistent efforts. Initial reports were met with a mix of disbelief and burgeoning excitement, as whispers quickly solidified into concrete facts. What lay on the seabed was indeed an American submarine, a steel titan from a period of global turmoil. This was a vessel that had once pulsed with life, crewed by brave individuals venturing into the relatively new and perilous domain of underwater warfare. Its discovery so close to a major naval port like San Diego added another layer of intrigue to its sudden reappearance in the modern world. The find was a testament to the relentless search for lost history, a tangible piece of the puzzle of our maritime heritage, now resting under the watchful currents of the Pacific, its story poised to be told anew. The submarine hailed from the tumultuous period of World War I, a conflict that reshaped nations and redefined warfare. It was an era when submarine technology was still in its nascent stages, a time of bold experimentation and immense risk for those who operated these early underwater machines. These pioneering vessels were marvels of their time, yet also fragile instruments of war, often facing dangers from both the enemy and the very environment they sought to master. To think of such a craft lying undisturbed for so long, so close to our shores, is to touch history directly. It stands as a somber monument to a generation that faced unprecedented global conflict, their stories etched into the very fabric of this metal behemoth. The sheer improbability of this discovery has captured the imagination of many across the globe. How many other forgotten tales, how many lost ships and their crews, still lie concealed beneath the waves awaiting their moment of rediscovery? This particular find, an American submarine from the Great War, feels particularly resonant. It's a reminder of the sacrifices made, the technological leaps taken, and the human stories that are interwoven with these historical artifacts. The ocean guards its secrets jealously, but with advancing technology and unwavering dedication, we are slowly peeling back its layers. This submarine's emergence from the depths is a significant chapter in that ongoing quest for knowledge, a ghostly messenger from a critical juncture in world history. The discovery of this American submarine is more than just another shipwreck, it represents a significant historical event. This vessel is a tangible link to early 20th century naval history, a period of dramatic technological advancement. It offers a rare opportunity to study American ingenuity and maritime prowess. The submarine embodies the spirit of its time, a testament to the courage of its crew and the ambitions of a nation. Its presence fills a void in our collective memory. The historical significance of this World War I submarine cannot be overstated. It promises to enrich our understanding of early submarine operations and naval strategy. The deep ocean off Southern California keeps its secrets well. For over 100 years, this steel ghost lay undisturbed, a forgotten casualty, or perhaps a victim of tragic accident. Finding such a relic is akin to searching for a single, specific shell on an endless beach. Many speculated that World War I-era vessels might lie in these waters, yet tangible proof remained elusive, swallowed by the vast, unforgiving Pacific. The relentless passage of time and the shifting seabed conspired to keep this submarine hidden. The team that finally pierced this veil of secrecy was a dedicated consortium of maritime archaeologists. These were not treasure hunters, but historians of the deep. For years, they meticulously pored over naval archives and shipping logs. Their perseverance was fueled by the conviction that the ocean held answers. This search was their quiet obsession. Their initial search grid covered hundreds of square miles. They focused on areas historically used for naval exercises. The process was slow, methodical, and often frustrating. Many anomalies were detected: natural rock formations, modern debris. Each false lead had to be investigated and dismissed. Then, during a routine survey sweep, the breakthrough finally came. A sonar operator noticed an unusual signature. It was elongated, man-made, and distinctly different from the surrounding geology. A ripple of excitement passed through the operations room. The initial data was promising but inconclusive. The team immediately knew this was no ordinary reading. They had found something that demanded a closer look, a potential ghost from the Great War. Unlocking the secrets of the deep requires sophisticated technology and seamless teamwork. Equipped with state-of-the-art sonar and magnetometers, the team pinpointed a high-priority target. Deploying the ROV Deep Sea, they descended into the abyss, uncovering a sunken submarine. This discovery was a testament to the power of collaboration and advanced technology. The initial images relayed by Deep Sea were haunting. A long cylindrical shape, heavily encrusted with marine growth, but undeniably a submarine, emerged from the murky depths. To confirm its identity, the team meticulously guided the ROV along the length of the wreck. They searched for specific design features characteristic of American submarines from the World War I era. The moment of definitive confirmation was both exhilarating and deeply solemn. After several passes, the ROV focused on a section near the bow, where the unique configuration of torpedo tube doors matched precisely with the specifications of the H-class submarines. One historian on board, Dr. Eris Thorne, let out a quiet gasp. "It's her," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. The team erupted not in cheers, but in a hushed wave of awe and respect. They had found more than just a wreck. They had found a tomb, a memorial, and a vital piece of history. The dawn of the 20th century witnessed the birth of a revolutionary and fearsome weapon, the combat submarine. Early designs were often primitive, fraught with peril for the brave crews who manned them. Visionaries like Irish-American inventor John Holland pioneered functional underwater craft, gradually persuading skeptical naval authorities of their potential. The United States Navy, like many others, initially adopted submarines with caution, viewing them primarily as tools for coastal defense rather than instruments of offensive naval power. These early pig boats, as they were often nicknamed, were experimental, and the learning curve for their operation and tactical deployment was incredibly steep. When the Great War erupted in Europe in 1914, German U-boats swiftly and brutally demonstrated the deadly effectiveness of submarine warfare. Their attacks on Allied shipping sent shockwaves through naval establishments worldwide, forever changing the face of conflict at sea. The United States maintained neutrality for the first few years of the war, observing the escalating undersea struggle from afar. This period of observation, however, was not passive. American naval planners keenly noted the strategic impact of the U-boat campaigns. It became increasingly clear that submarines were a force to be reckoned with, compelling the U.S. to accelerate the development of its own submarine fleet. Upon America's formal entry into World War I in April 1917, its submarine force was relatively modest in size and, in some cases, technologically outpaced by its European counterparts. The fleet comprised various classes, including the D, E, F, G, H, K, L, and O-class boats. Many of these were smaller coastal patrol types with limited range and endurance, designed primarily for safeguarding American shores. Their immediate wartime role focused heavily on home defense, anti-submarine patrols in coastal areas, and the training of a rapidly expanding corps of new submariners. These early American submarines were beset by numerous technological challenges that tested the mettle of their crews daily. Their range and speed, whether running on the surface using diesel engines or submerged on batteries, were severely restricted. Habitability conditions on board were notoriously poor, with cramped quarters, poor ventilation, and basic amenities. Yet, despite these limitations, these vessels represented the cutting edge of naval innovation in their era. The submarine discovered off San Diego has been identified as an H-class vessel, a significant workhorse of the U.S. Navy's early submarine fleet. These boats were largely designed by the Electric Boat Company of Groton, Connecticut, a name synonymous with American submarine development. Construction took place at various shipyards across the country, including locations on both the east and west coasts. Typically, an H-class submarine displaced around 358 tons surfaced and 467 tons submerged, with a length of approximately 150 feet. Their primary armament consisted of 4 18-inch torpedo tubes, all located in the bow, carrying a complement of 8 torpedoes. Originally conceived for coastal defense duties, they were a numerous class, with some even being sold to Allied navies or built under license abroad before and during the war. The construction and commissioning of a typical H-class submarine during the pre-war and early war years marked a period of intense naval expansion and technological advancement. Built from riveted steel plates, these submarines were marvels of industrial engineering for their time. Their launch and subsequent entry into naval service were often met with public interest and a sense of national pride. These dark cigar-shaped vessels embodied American ingenuity and were seen as crucial assets in the nation's growing responsibility to protect its extensive coastlines. Life aboard an H-class submarine was an experience defined by extreme discomfort and constant proximity to danger. The crew, typically numbering around 25 officers and enlisted men, lived and worked in incredibly cramped and congested conditions. Privacy was non-existent. Bunks were squeezed into any available space, often alongside noisy machinery or torpedoes. The air was thick with the pervasive smells of diesel fuel, battery acid, cooking odors, and unwashed humanity. Basic amenities were rudimentary at best, and fresh water was strictly rationed. The interior of the boat was perpetually damp and often cold, especially when operating in northern waters or at depth. The psychological resilience required to endure extended patrols in such an environment was immense, fostering a unique and tightly knit camaraderie among the crew. The operational duties of H-class submarines were varied but generally centered around the defense of American waters. While a number of H-class submarines were deployed overseas to European waters, many, like the one found off San Diego, likely served their entire careers patrolling and training in American waters. During World War I, the Pacific Ocean was a comparatively quieter theater of naval operations than the fiercely contested Atlantic. The primary Allied naval powers in the Pacific were Japan and the United States, while Germany's naval presence had been largely neutralized early in the war. However, the potential threat of German commerce raiders or long-range U-boats, though remote, could not be entirely dismissed. This necessitated a degree of vigilance, particularly in protecting the vital shipping lanes that connected the U.S. West Coast to Asia, Alaska, and the Panama Canal. U.S. Navy submarines based on the West Coast, including those operating out of the burgeoning naval base at San Diego, played a key role in this regional defense strategy. Their primary mission was to patrol the extensive California coastline and the approaches to important harbors and the Panama Canal. They served as a deterrent against any potential enemy incursions, whether by surface vessels or the unlikely appearance of an enemy submarine. The sheer vastness of the Pacific Ocean presented immense challenges for these early submarines, whose limited operational range meant their patrols were often confined to relatively nearshore areas. These patrols, though often uneventful, were crucial for maintaining maritime security on this distant flank of the global conflict. The waters off San Diego, with their generally favorable climate and sea conditions, provided an ideal environment for year-round submarine training operations. New submarine crews, freshly recruited and eager to serve, along with aspiring submarine commanders, honed their complex skills in these waters. They practiced essential maneuvers such as diving, surfacing, torpedo attacks on target vessels, evasion tactics, and rudimentary forms of coordinated operations with surface ships or other submarines. These training exercises were intensive and inherently dangerous. The early submarine technology was still developmental, and mechanical failures were common. The specific H-class submarine whose silent form now rests on the seabed off San Diego was almost certainly engaged in one of these vital roles. Its location, relatively close to its home port yet clearly lost to the depths, strongly suggests an operational accident rather than any form of enemy action. The men who served aboard the early submarines of World War I faced a litany of dangers that extended far beyond the threat of enemy shells or torpedoes. The sea itself, in its unforgiving power, was a constant adversary. The very machinery that gave their vessels life could also turn monstrously against them. Accidents were disturbingly common across all navies operating these nascent underwater craft. Battery explosions releasing clouds of deadly chlorine gas were a dreaded hazard. Engine room fires could quickly fill the cramped compartments with smoke and toxic fumes, Dive planes could jam, sending a boat into an uncontrolled dive or preventing it from surfacing. Hull integrity failures under pressure, or collisions with other vessels or submerged objects, could spell doom for all aboard. These pig boats demanded unwavering courage. The crews who volunteered for service in these pioneering submarines were a special breed of sailor. Many were young, drawn by a thirst for adventure, a fascination with the new technology, or a profound sense of patriotic duty. Service in the submarine arm required a unique combination of technical aptitude, physical endurance, and nerves of steel. They operated complex machinery in incredibly confined and often squalid conditions under constant stress. The intense, shared experience of facing danger together forged an extraordinary camaraderie, a brotherhood bound by the silent, unseen world beneath the waves. Their story is one of pioneering spirit, pushing the boundaries of naval warfare into a new and challenging domain, often with little public recognition for their daily heroism. The contributions of these early American submarines and their crews, even those who never saw direct combat against an enemy U-boat, were significant and far-reaching. Through their operational experiences, often learned the hard way through trial and error, they helped to refine submarine technology and tactics. They rigorously tested new equipment and procedures, identifying flaws and suggesting improvements that would benefit future generations of submariners. Crucially, they trained a cadre of skilled officers and enlisted men who would form the experienced backbone of the U.S. submarine force, a force that would play a decisive role in the Second World War. The discovery of this particular H-class submarine off the coast of San Diego serves as a profoundly poignant and tangible memorial to these often forgotten pioneers of undersea warfare. The discovery of the H-class submarine electrified maritime archaeologists and historians, offering a pristine time capsule from a pivotal era. This find validates deep-water exploration efforts and promises to fill crucial gaps in naval history. Dr. Aris Thorne was overwhelmed, witnessing history materialize before his eyes. The submarine's discovery, announced by the team and naval authorities, spread like wildfire. Media outlets raced to cover the World War I ghost found off California. Grainy ROV images captured the public's imagination instantly. It was a tale from adventure novels, a lost war machine unveiled near a major city. The public's fascination with shipwrecks, especially military ones, is enduring. This discovery was no exception. It tapped into a collective curiosity about the past and the drama of the sea. The submarine became an instant celebrity, resonating with romance, tragedy, and heritage. People pondered the fate of its crew, imagining their final voyage. Comparisons to the Titanic and pirate galleons amplified public engagement. Naval communities felt a profound connection and respect. Submariners felt kinship with the lost crew, understanding the risks and brotherhood. Descendants of WWI veterans expressed renewed interest in that era. Heritage groups called for reverence, recognizing it as a hallowed war grave. The digital realm erupted as news spread online. Social media buzzed with excitement, shares, and comments. Amateur historians eagerly shared details about H-class submarines and WWI naval actions. This digital echo chamber fostered wider public appreciation. It became a powerful educational tool, sparking curiosity and connecting people globally. Experts quickly formed theories about the submarine's demise, leaning towards an operational accident. Enemy action was deemed improbable due to the lack of naval activity off the U.S. West Coast. Theories included mechanical failure, diving error, battery explosion, or fire. Investigating the wreck, complicated by marine incrustation, required meticulous analysis. The submarine's location provided preliminary clues and raised further questions. Was its position consistent with known patrol routes or training areas? Or was it off course in distress, seeking safer waters? Oceanographers studied seabed topology and currents to understand the wreck's interaction with the environment. The submarine's orientation on the ocean floor could hint at its final moments. Initial ROV footage suggested the wreck's structural integrity was largely intact. Despite marine life and corrosion, the hull showed no signs of a catastrophic explosion. The cold, low-oxygen environment slowed decay processes. Experts stressed the site's fragility. A comprehensive, non-intrusive survey was prioritized to create a detailed 3D map. The discovery's significance was felt by all, from discoverers to naval authorities. This was more than an artifact, it was a war grave, a sacred site. Ethical considerations would shape all future actions. Balancing historical inquiry with respect for the lost crew was crucial. Heritage organizations and veterans groups advocated for in situ preservation, urging caution against recovery or intrusive investigation. The discovery of this H-class submarine is akin to unearthing a lost chapter of naval scripture, a tangible testament that promises to breathe new life into dusty archives. Now, resting silently on the Pacific floor, is a physical artifact, a primary source of unparalleled significance. Its very existence, its condition, but more excitingly, it may challenge established narratives or fill in crucial blanks where paper records fall silent or were altogether lost to time. This discovery also adds a poignant and very concrete new chapter to the naval history of San Diego itself, a city whose identity is inextricably linked with the U.S. Navy. The H-class submarine is a probable war grave, a final resting place for American sailors. The U.S. Naval History and Heritage Command ensures its protection, honoring the memory of the crew. Future plans focus on non-intrusive study methods, leveraging advanced underwater survey technology. This approach balances the quest for knowledge with respect for a hallowed site. Long-term preservation and vigilant monitoring will protect this significant piece of American heritage. The discovery of this World War I submarine offers broader lessons for historical understanding, technological advancement, and our relationship with the ocean. It captures the collective imagination, providing a powerful educational opportunity. This success story showcases the incredible capabilities of modern underwater exploration technology. It encourages further funding and support for maritime archaeology and oceanographic research. Each new discovery contributes significantly to marine archaeology, highlighting interdisciplinary collaboration. The emergence of a World War I American submarine off San Diego is monumental. It is a tangible bridge to a critical era. This steel Sentinel, silent for a century, now speaks volumes. Its discovery excites historical and maritime communities globally. The find reawakens a forgotten chapter of naval endeavor. It allows us to almost touch the past. We can feel the pulse of a time of new warfare. Men ventured into the uncharted, dangerous realm beneath the waves, their courage etched into history's annals. This H-class submarine reminds us of early undersea combat and America's role within that challenging arena. The Great War spurred rapid submarine technology advancements. It also underscored immense perils for the pioneering crews who manned these early boats. While Atlantic conflict often dominates World War I naval narratives, this significant find illuminates vital Pacific duties. It highlights coastal defense's strategic importance. It shows crucial training operations conducted from bases like San Diego. Constant vigilance was required, far from the main European battlefronts. The submarine is a testament to this overlooked aspect of the global struggle. This piece of the puzzle is now restored. It aids our understanding of past naval operations. Beyond the cold steel and corroded machinery lies a profoundly human story. It is one of courage, unwavering duty, and perhaps ultimate sacrifice. We must remember this vessel was once home to a dedicated American crew. They faced the unknown dangers of early submarine service with considerable bravery. Their lives, their aspirations, and their final moments are intrinsically linked to this sunken craft. The discovery thus carries deep emotional resonance. This is particularly true for naval veterans and descendants of those who served. It transforms an archaeological find into a solemn memorial. It is a poignant tribute to the men who gave their all. Their stories now rise from the silent, unforgiving depths. The successful location and positive identification of this long-lost submarine is also a remarkable testament. It speaks volumes about modern scientific endeavor and impressive technological ingenuity. It clearly showcases advanced sonar systems and highly maneuverable remotely operated vehicles. The dedicated teamwork of researchers and historians was absolutely vital to this success. Finding such a relatively small target in the vast expanse of the ocean after a century of concealment is truly extraordinary. This success validates current methods used in deep-sea exploration. It also inspires further searches for other lost vessels. Maritime archaeology plays a crucial role here. It uncovers and preserves our submerged cultural heritage. History is pieced together, one discovery at a time, from the ocean's deep, silent embrace. The world's oceans are vast, mysterious archives holding countless untold stories. They are faithful guardians of lost relics from the long sweep of human history. This World War I submarine, wrested from the Pacific's silent grasp near San Diego, is but a single page. It comes from an immense, submerged library of forgotten chronicles. For every wreck found, countless others undoubtedly remain hidden from our view. Their secrets are locked away by the crushing pressures of depth and the slow passage of time. Much of this vital human history rests quietly beneath the restless waves. It speaks to tragedies, great triumphs, and everyday past endeavors. All wait patiently for a curious gaze. This look brings them back into our collective memory. The compelling story of this submarine's rediscovery fills us with a renewed sense of hope. It powerfully fuels the drive for future exploration and historical investigation. It clearly demonstrates that with unwavering persistence, close collaboration, and ever-advancing technology, more underwater mysteries can indeed be solved. What other silent sentinels lie hidden in the dark, cold abyss? Not just from World War I, but from all the centuries of extensive maritime activity. This discovery may well inspire new expeditions across the globe. It may encourage the re-examination of old survey data with fresh perspectives. It could lead to further breakthroughs in naval history. The ocean's depths still hold so many secrets. This find proves they are not beyond our reach. It beckons us onward to discover more lost tales from the sea. This incredible journey from a forgotten loss to a celebrated discovery imparts many valuable lessons. These important lessons extend far beyond the specific historical data retrieved from the wreck site. It speaks to the enduring power of human curiosity and intellectual endeavor. It shows the unwavering pursuit of knowledge against often formidable and daunting odds. It highlights the profound importance of preserving our shared maritime heritage. This heritage is not just for academic study or museum display. It forms vital, tangible connections to those who shaped our modern world. The Discovery team's meticulous, painstaking work is an inspiring model. It expertly blended historical research with cutting-edge underwater technology. Remembrance is an active, ongoing process. It requires dedication to uncover these stories. Otherwise, these tales might be lost forever to the deep. As this H-class submarine begins its new chapter, it is no longer truly lost. It is now a recognized historical monument resting in the deep, dark Pacific. Its presence prompts us to look towards the horizon with a sense of renewed wonder. How many more echoes of history are waiting to be heard from the ocean's silent expanse? Will they reshape our understanding of pivotal events and profound personal sacrifices? What further technological leaps will allow us to explore these final frontiers on our own planet? We must always explore with even greater clarity and deep, abiding respect. This discovery does not just close a chapter on a single lost vessel. It opens our minds to the vast, unwritten history still cradled by the sea. It challenges us to keep listening to its profound, timeless whispers. The world's oceans are vast, mysterious archives holding countless untold stories. They are faithful guardians of lost relics from the long sweep of human history. This World War I submarine, wrested from the Pacific's silent grasp near San Diego, is but a single page. It comes from an immense, submerged library of forgotten chronicles. For every wreck found, countless others undoubtedly remain hidden from our view. Their secrets are locked away by the crushing pressures of depth and the slow passage of time. Much of this vital human history rests quietly beneath the restless waves. It speaks to tragedies, great triumphs, and everyday past endeavors. All wait patiently for a curious gaze. This look brings them back into our collective memory. The compelling story of this submarine's rediscovery fills us with a renewed sense of hope. It powerfully fuels the drive for future exploration and historical investigation. It clearly demonstrates that with unwavering persistence, close collaboration, and ever-advancing technology, more underwater mysteries can indeed be solved. What other silent sentinels lie hidden in the dark, cold abyss? Not just from World War I, but from all the centuries of extensive maritime activity. This discovery may well inspire new expeditions across the globe. It may encourage the re-examination of old survey data with fresh perspectives. It could lead to further breakthroughs in naval history. The ocean's depths still hold so many secrets. This find proves they are not beyond our reach. It beckons us onward to discover more lost tales from the sea. This incredible journey from a forgotten loss to a celebrated discovery imparts many valuable lessons. These important lessons extend far beyond the specific historical data retrieved from the wreck site. It speaks to the enduring power of human curiosity and intellectual endeavor. It shows the unwavering pursuit of knowledge against often formidable and daunting odds. It highlights the profound importance of preserving our shared maritime heritage. This heritage is not just for academic study or museum display, it forms vital, tangible connections to those who shaped our modern world. The Discovery team's meticulous, painstaking work is an inspiring model. It expertly blended historical research with cutting-edge underwater technology. Remembrance is an active, ongoing process. It requires dedication to uncover these stories. Otherwise, these tales might be lost forever to the deep.